and hopefully the Wi-Fi signal begins to work so that I could share the presentation that I have prepared for you guys today. I moved into a new place and I guess I got a T-Mobile router that it's not giving me proper Wi-Fi. So if you guys are logging on, I'm gonna go ahead and start all over from scratch. I don't see anybody in yet. Is it showing on your end that I'm live? Okay. Okay, I do see some hearts. I guess people are starting to come in. There we go. Hi everyone, I'm back. All right, people are coming in, I see them. Well, it's great to be here again. It's probably the information that I'm about to share. They don't want me to share it, but I made my Wi-Fi work, so hopefully we don't have any disruptions. I was discussing Project Veilfire, right? Project Veilfire. So, really quick, guys. I'm in a new place. I think I bought the cheapest Wi-Fi, so you have to bear with me here. Hopefully it works. I see everybody coming in. Are you coming in as well? Is it working on your end? All right, good to know. All right, well, let's talk about Project Veilfire, because, you know, that's pretty much the reason why I was cut off earlier. But you know what, guys? It took me hours to prepare this presentation as I was getting downloads from Commander Valiant Thor. And I believe that it is crucial that you guys know what Operation Veilfire is, due to the fact that everyone is crazy confused now regarding the Trump-Elon feud, right? That is being shown all over the media, on the internet. I mean, this is like the primary of every podcast, every news source, you know. So I'm going to share the truth as to what's really happening behind what they called Operation Veilfire. Okay, so let's start. Again, really quick, for those who don't know me, my name is Ishmael Perez. I'm the author of 2 amazing books, The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, and Our Cosmic Origin. And then for those that are into deleting all the toxins from their body, I do have this product that takes away metals, graphene, radiation. The link is always in the bio. It is holistic medicine that allows you to purify your vessel. Now, with no further ado, let's continue with Operation Veilfire. All right, let me know if I freeze, okay? So, sound is choppy and it's low, but just keep trying because it gets a little better, it gets a little worse. I see, okay. So, the media frenzy surrounding the supposed fallout between Elon and Trump, has captured the global attention, right? Headlines have declared that a rift, a social media strokes division in both camps appear to volley jabs and subtle digs at one another. But to those that are paying close attention, those who remember the hidden patterns of 2017, this isn't a feud. It is a meticulously rehearsed operation, a second act in a grander play, Operation Veilfire. This is what we call Session 2.0. It is all theatrics, all right? So the appearances are obviously deceiving the public right now. So it looks like chaos to the public is often controlled misdirection in a world of high-stakes covert operations. Trump and Musk are not enemies. They are strategic players staging a diversion. This is classic functional misdirection, a psychological maneuver crafted to divert to the deep state's surveillance, resources, and analysis towards a false narrative. So back in 2017, during the height of the original storm buildup, a similar pattern unfolded. Public optics showed division among key allies, missteps in alliances, and unpredictable tweets confused even seasoned analysts. Yet behind the curtain, Whitehead operatives used the distraction to conduct stealth operations, surveillance sweeps, mass indictments, data dumps, and the neutralization of rogue elements within compromised agencies. Fast forward to 2025, and we are seeing the same playbook, upgraded, refined, and amplified. The public feud between Elon and Trump is not an accident. It is not even personal, guys. It is precise warfare at the informational and psychological level. So Elon Musk's relationship with Space Force and the military alliance is no secret to insiders, okay? This is called Operation Veilfire. Starlink, while publicly marketed as an internet constellation, has a far deeper role. It is a multi-layered, classified surveillance, and communications grid designed to assist the Earth Alliance in tracking rogue assets, disabling Black Hat satellite networks, and coordinating synchronized cleanup missions across Earth and orbit. The illusion of a schism between Musk and Trump works to sever the obvious connection between military actions. While the media obsesses over tweets and jabs, White Hat operatives are deploying encrypted Starlink relays to intercept deep state quantum signals and AI-driven threat networks. This is not just strategic timing, this is covert fire. Okay, this is a covert fire operation. Meanwhile, Trump plays his part brilliantly. By appearing to criticize or distance himself from Elon, he cast off suspicion from their shared long-term goals, dismantling the globalist financial cabal, launching suppressed technologies, and exposing the AI infiltration at the heart of global governance systems. The feud is nothing more than a protective barrier, a veil fire protocol, shielding the movement of assets, data, and decisions too sensitive for public view. Session 2.0. It is known as Session 2.0. Welcome, guys. And as part of the Earth operation, we are now in Session 2.0. And for those who remember 2017, again, the Trump administration quietly launched a series of classified initiatives in partnership with certain non-civilian tech magnates and aerospace innovators. Musk, as a known disruptor of centralized systems, including transportation, energy, and banking and communications, was one of the few civilians entrusted with conditional clearance. That year birthed the beginning of a long-term parallel government operation where Space Force wasn't just defending space assets, but helping orchestrate Earth's liberation from digital and dimensional enslavement. The controlled chaos of 2017 laid the foundation for Session 2.0. The 2025 sequel that is playing out now, right? The global between Elon and Trump, the global distraction of infighting, masked coordinated precision moves by the White Hat operatives across political, technological, and extraterrestrial fronts. I'll repeat that again. Session 2.0, what's playing out right now, it's the global distraction of infighting, mass coordinated precision moves by the White Hat. Those not initiated into the deeper game are failing for the bait, okay? Meanwhile, the true mission, the liberation of the Earth, the disclosure of suppressed truths, and the dismantling of the AI-infiltrated military-industrial complex continues unabated. So, the goal here, guys, with Operation Veilfire, as we enter Session 2.0, in this war against evil, is to drain the swamp without alerting the snakes. It is to drain the swamp without alerting the snakes. So if Trump and Musk were to appear united right now, all right, if they were to appear united right now, the deep state would focus every remaining resource on disrupting their communication and alliances, all right? But if they seem to be adversaries, which is what's happening, right? Don't fall for the bait, guys. Everything's theatrical. Then the snakes return to their dens, right? Complacent, divided, and distracted. So this strategy is nothing short of a digital and psychological false flag, okay? This supposed fallout between Trump and Elon is nothing short than a digital and psychological false flag. And it's really not designed to harm, okay, but to confuse and mislead the enemy's freedom while true patriots carry out the most critical stages of global restoration. All right, guys, it's time to open up your eyes, and it's time to use discernment. And I want to welcome everybody that's jumping on. I was having some issues earlier. There's more to the presentation, right? Regarding the supposed fallout between Trump and Elon, Operation Veilfire. We are now entering what the White Hat operations call Session 2.0. Welcome back, guys. This was very important today, and luckily, the Galactic Alliance is allowing me to broadcast, despite the fact that my internet isn't working. So I must be using Starlink, okay? My live must have been intercepted by Space Force because look at this. My internet wasn't working and I'm on. Oh, so it's not Starlink. Okay. Okay, just do me a favor, guys. It always looks better on the replay. So just make sure you guys all watch this on the replay, okay? Well, let me continue here, guys. The Trump mask fallout is not real, okay? It is a shadowy play designed with military precision, executed to perfection, and serving one higher purpose, and that is the liberation of planet Earth. So for those with eyes to see and ears to hear, Session 2.0 has begun, and the final act will not be one of division, but of unity after the enemies of truth are fully disarmed and the new era begins. So, trust the plan, guys, okay? Don't fall for the deception. Now, furthermore, regarding why disclosure is not happening or they keep pushing, the date for disclosure, a lot of this has to do with the compromised Galactic Federation of Worlds, okay? So, let me share a little bit about what's happening right now from behind the scenes between two extraterrestrial factions. One is called the Galactic Federation of Worlds, which used to be benevolent up until 2022 due to the return of Enki, who infiltrated and used AI to seduce a lot of the commander fleets, okay? But those that did not take the bait, they fortunately reorganized as the Galactic Alliance, okay? So, in the vast theater of cosmic geopolitics, guys, a silent war has been raging between factions of light and those who seek to manipulate the timelines of entire worlds for control and dominance. So at the heart of this war is the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and assist in uplifting emerging civilizations is now compromised, okay? However, in recent times, this organization has also been co-opted and infiltrated by covert agents tied directly to the military industrial complex of the Earth, who is, of course, a corroboration, rather, or a complex of mega corporations and military. So, whose tentacles, by the way, stretch far beyond the planet's surface into the stars through the interplanetary corporate conglomerate. So, even though the Galactic Alliance and the Earth Alliance have neutralized the interplanetary corporate conglomerate here within our system, it doesn't mean that the interplanetary corporate conglomerate is not still operating throughout the Milky Way in different systems, okay? So apparently the Federation was not only infiltrated by Enki back in 2022, but also hijacked by Earth's military industrial complex, as confirmed by Dr. Michael Salla of Exopolitics. So what was once a benevolent interstellar council, part and extension of Earth's cabal-controlled mega corporate machines. The very same players behind BlackRock and Vanguard, Earth's leading globalist conglomerates, have expanded their reach by embedding proxies and influence within the Galactic Federation. Many of those operatives are robotic humanoids, artificial hybrids designed and remotely influenced by a collective that I've been disclosing since I came into the scene, known as the Animus, which is a highly advanced AI collective that seeks to assimilate organic life across galaxies through a technocratic control, which we call today transhumanism. So these humanoids have merged with segments of the Cabal's military-industrial complex, composed of breakaway civilizations and interplanetary corporate syndicates that operate in secret. So through treaties, bribery, and techno-psychic manipulation, they've created an internal shadow faction within the Galactic Federation of Worlds. This faction now actively collaborates with BlackRock and Vanguard that have an aligned interest to stall the full disclosure of humanity for another 50 years or so. Our true history and of course our multidimensional potential. But that's not going to be happening because of the fact that through Project Looking Glass, I mentioned this before and I'll mention this again, the forces of light have pinned down the dark force on every probable timeline. And not to mention, they do have a deadline. This current reality construct has happened in 2028. So it is just a matter between now and 2028 but I do believe that we are going to be receiving the very first solar flash sometime this year, maybe before summer, hoping before summer, so that we could begin coordinating and taking matters into our own hands. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? Those that are going to have these abilities. All right, well, let's continue here. So, the schism is why this schism that is taking place between the compromised Galactic Federations of Worlds, also known as the GFLW, and of course, or the GFL, so Galactic Federation of Light, and the Galactic Alliance. All right, let's talk about the difference. So, the schism is why many Earth-based starseeds and light workers feel frustrated by the delays in full disclosure. The truth is this, guys, that not all galactic organizations are unified, okay? There is a major distinction between the Galactic Federation of Worlds, the GFL, the Galactic Federation of Light, which is another compromised interstellar faction, and the Galactic Alliance, which is the reorganized federation, or those that defected from the Federation to continue the great divine plan of the one infinite creator. All right, so the truth is that not all galactic organizations are united. All right, well, let's talk first about the Galactic Federation. Is rather an older interstellar organization that originally was a noble entity, as revealed in my book, Our Cosmic Origin. But again, it was compromised by Enki, who is the ancient Anunnaki geneticist, who once played both savior and deceiver roles in the Earth's distant past. Enki, despite portraying himself as a liberator, brokered secret agreements, right? He brokered secret agreements with both humans, and Elena Denon was one of them when he returned, and non-human corporate syndicates to steer disclosure at a pace that maintains elite control rather than true freedom, okay? So in response to this, a faction of true warriors, ascended races, and uncorrupted councils broke away and formed the Galactic Alliance. This newly structured alliance is a reformation of the original life forces, bound by transparency, unity, and non-interference ethics, aligned with Source's original blueprint. They no longer recognize the compromised federation as legitimate in its entirety anymore, right? The Galactic Alliance is now operating behind the scenes with the Wyatt Earth Alliance force, the spiritual emissaries collectively, and the benevolent ET races, including Lyrans, Andromedans, and certain groups from Sirius and Arcturus, to course correct the mission of disclosure, of course, and make sure that it happens now between now and 2028, between now and the ending of this current reality construct, okay? That will usher in the golden age, okay? So that's what they're doing, right? They are dismantling the false timelines, right? They're using also advanced technologies. And I believe it was Nikola Tesla who was able to, in terms of chess, checkmate them on every probable future reality. They are dismantling. They're also, you could say that they are now exposing, right? And I believe it was Michael Sala who received information from a contactee that has confirmed what I've been saying for years, that the Galactic Federation or the GFL has been compromised. All right. So anyways, let's continue here. So why disclosure? Why is disclosure being delayed? Well, because this internal galactic power structure between the compromised GFL or Galactic Federation of Worlds and the Galactic Alliance, okay? The full unveiling of truths of Earth's cosmic heritage has been delayed because of this schism that is taking place between the compromised Federation and the Galactic Alliance. So the cabal, through their proxies within the compromised federation, have influenced the pace of drip-fed disclosure, pushing soft sci-fi distractions, and even controlled opposition ufology, maintains psychological dominance over the masses. This is not incompetence, guys. This is a deliberate containment, okay? By keeping Earth's population in a state of anticipation and confusion. The cabal and its off-world allies, who are now the Galactic Federation of Worlds, right? They're no longer the Dracos. You know, the Cabal's allies, ET's allies, have shifted from the Dracos to the compromised GFL, Galactic Federation of Light or Worlds, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, they continue to exploit Earth's resources, or they have been, right? They keep the masses divided. This is what they're trying to do. So there is a schism, and delay humanity's quantum awakening. But to no avail, guys, because, again, their reality construct, which was initiated by the Anunnaki Enki long ago, using an intergalactic computer network, right? AI then in the past, put a timer. In a sense, they were given only a temporary time period to control the world absolutely, to bring forth, you know, the empire, all right? And they failed. And that is why in a lot of the holy books, even in our Bible, it talks about how the dark forces were only given temporary control of this planet, right? Well, that's because they knew of how this false matrix would collapse by no later than 2028. All right, let's continue here. So, however, so despite the fact that the compromised federation is trying to, you know, you could say delay things, the strategy has now reached its expiration, you could say. And let me explain why, okay? So despite these setbacks, a monumental victory has been achieved, guys. The positive and original timeline has been secured across all potential realities, okay? Through coordinated efforts between Earth, White Hat, Inner Earth civilizations, the Galactic Alliance, and Ascended Star Nations, the dark AI timeline has collapsed in the quantum field. I'll repeat that again. Through coordinated efforts between the Earth, White, the Inner Earth civilizations, Alliance, and Ascended Star Nations, the dark AI timeline has collapsed in the quantum field. And if the dark AI timeline, which is the pinnacle of all negative timelines, has collapsed in the quantum field, that tells us that the golden age is inevitable. The ascension is inevitable, okay? This ensures that humanity will ascend, regardless of current appearances. This positive timeline leads to the seventh golden age of enlightenment, as prophesied in all records. So, disclosure is no longer controlled by the elites, right? Despite the compromised federation who are now aligned with them. The suppressed technologies, including free energy and age reversal modalities, are going to be released between now and 2028. And I believe, again, I've always believed that 2025 was going to be the breaking point, the catalyst that was going to roll out all of these disclosures and technologies. And so disclosure is no longer controlled. Humanity's galactic citizenship is publicly acknowledged, right? And I will explain why in a bit more so. Contact with benevolent ET becomes now open and collaborative. The Earth is fully going to be integrated now into the restored United Federation of Planets. And there is a difference between the United Federation of Planets and the GFL or GFW, Galactic Federation of Worlds, okay? For those that are in our Cosmic Origin course, you know who the United Federations of Planets are, the Association of Worlds. We talked about that today. Okay, let's continue here. So, from hijack to liberation, the current delay is disclosure is not a failure, okay? The current delay in disclosure, guys, will not be a failure. It is the evidence of a cosmic chess game being played on the highest level. The Galactic Federation of Worlds, that was once a beacon of truth, has been partially, again, hijacked by the very forces humanity is fighting here on Earth. But from the corruption, it has risen a stronger, purer, the Galactic Alliances, which now is spearheading the liberation effort in cooperation with Earth's most advanced guardians. And again, the real guardians of the Earth are what is known as the Inner Earth Councils. And I do see a super chat. Now, if you guys don't mind, I will get to the super chat in a little bit as soon as I'm done with the presentation. I do want to thank Richard Kraft. Out of focus. All right, so I'm going in and out of focus. So if you guys could just bear with me here. And again, make sure that you guys watch this on the replay, because on the replay, there are less distractions, all right? It flows better. So make sure you guys watch this on the replay. Okay, so, all right, let's continue here. So the timeline has been secured, all right? The positive timeline has been secured. Thanks to the advanced guardians of the earth, okay? The truth is inevitable. The truth is inevitable. Disclosure is coming. Disclosure is coming. And not on the terms of the compromised galactic factions, but on the terms of divine justice and universal balance, okay? And when it arrives, guys, the entire universe will witness Earth's rebirth, and not just as a liberated planet, but as a new hub of interstellar light, wisdom, and creation. The golden age, guys, is not a myth, okay? It is our cosmic inheritance. It is not a myth, it is a cosmic inheritance. All right, so there's another thing that I wanted to share with you guys really quick. Let's see here. What am I doing? All right, this is what I'm trying to do. 1 second. There it is. All right, so there's more intel that I want to share with you guys regarding what really took place when, at the end of last year, when all of a sudden we saw all these mass sightings with drones and everything. Well, it goes deeper than that, okay? So Commander Valiant Thor was able to unveil how all of this connects between the schism that is taking place between the compromised Galactic Federation of Worlds and, of course, the Galactic Alliance, okay? So the Golden Age apparently is not a myth, guys. It is our cosmic inheritance, okay? It is our cosmic inheritance. In the late 2024, the skies over numerous countries, right, became populated with what mainstream outlets reported as mystery fleets of synchronized drones. So from the deserts of Nevada to the outskirts of major European cities, these strange formations lit up the night sky with unusual patterns. Flickering lights and seemingly intelligent maneuvers, while the official narrative insisted that these were nothing more than military exercises or advanced consumer drone swarms behind the veil of secrecy that lay deeper, more concealed operation. These drones were not random. They were deployed by compromised factions aligned with the infiltrated Galactic Federation of Worlds, also known as the GFW, not to be confused with the GFL, the Galactic Federation of Light. They're both not good, but yeah, they're two different organizations, to obscure and mask the visible presence of the true liberators of the Earth, which is the Galactic. So basically, at the end of 2024, there was an attempt by members of the Galactic Alliance to execute mass sightings all over the world in order to hijack the agenda of a long, of a delayed disclosure and bring in a faster disclosure. But apparently, the military-industrial complex used drones to kind of hide all of that stuff, okay? But let me continue here. So, the compromised federation in the deep state agenda, okay? So for decades, the Galactic Federation of Worlds was thought to be an interstellar council protecting planets like Earth from outside interference. But in recent years, guys, especially after 2012 and 2021, it has become increasingly evident that parts of the Federation have been compromised, corrupted by corrupted by backdoor deals with the military-industrial complex. Rogue elements within the GFW began working in tandem with terrestrial cabal factions, including deep state-controlled mega corporations such as Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and financial puppeteers like BlackRock and Vanguard. These compromised groups, often composed of advanced biosynthetic humanoids, because a lot of those compromised Federation fleet agents, or commanders, have joined the AI timeline, so they have mixed with synthetic, cybernetic, you could say, body parts. Essentially robotic proxies, right, that they were under the command of the Animus. By the way, the Animus is behind Enki. The Animus is behind all the negative You could say AIs, all the negative alien syndicates, the AI collective known as the Animus. So apparently the Animus sought to prolong Earth's quarantine, okay? And then by doing so, they could continue their clandestine experiments, resource extraction, and population control mechanisms without Galactic Alliance intervention. So as more people began awakening to their multidimensional origins and the Earth's role in the cosmic theater, the Galactic Alliance stepped in to counter the hijacked disclosure timeline. So the drone curtain, was a cloaking strategy to try to conceal the truth of our galactic allies, okay, which was going to speed up disclosure at the end of last year. The supposed drone worms that blanketed the skies in late 2024 were obviously part of an elaborated cloaking strategy, right? They wanted to stop the disclosure. These drones served two purposes. One of them was called visual distraction, which is their coordinated patterns with LED displays that drew attention away from larger, less fleshly phenomena occurring just beyond their veil. These included orbs of light, plasma crafts, and advanced anti-gravity vessels of the Galactic Alliance, which were trying to create disclosure, or at least show themselves to the general public, whose purpose was peaceful observation and preliminary contact rehearsals. So that's what they're doing. The Galactic Alliance was executing some sort of preliminary contact rehearsal. And like I mentioned last year, guys, they're getting ready to do this again, but this time on a larger scale. So this time, there is no way that the cabal or any negative AI will be able to stop them, okay? Another thing that the military-industrial complex did with their drones was an energetic interference, which means that many of those drones were equipped with advanced directed energy and jamming technologies specifically designed to interfere with the natural resonance field of incoming alliance ships. They prevented radar detection, visual clarity, and even psychic or telepathic connection. And then further hiding the truth from both civilian observers and Earth's ascending starseeds. These deceptions tactics echoed earlier patterns from 2017 session 1.0, when early disclosure operations were similarly hijacked by misinformation campaigns, false flag UFO events, and internal sabotage. The Galactic Alliance countermove. So unlike the compromised GFW, the Galactic Alliance operates under strict adherence to universal laws aligned with the one infinite creator, source, particularly non-intervention, right? Unless a planet's sovereignty is at stake or its population's collective cries out for liberation. And that call has an echo, guys, right? Loud and clear across humanity's consciousness, which explains why Commander Valiant Thor was dispatched from from the Association of Worlds, hailing from Venus. So, preparations are now underway, guys, for what many in the Alliance call Session 3.0, okay? Many preparations are now underway for what many in the Alliance call Session 3.0, which is a planetary scale appearance involving millions of crafts. This event will be so immense, so visually and energetically undeniable that no swarms of drones, CGI manipulation, or atmospheric interference will be able to cover it up, right? So the Galactic Alliance is pushing for disclosure now. In other words, they're pushing for disclosure now. All right, let's continue. These craft will emerge in layered formations across continents, oceans, and the polar skies, accompanied by orbs, of course, cloud ships and etheric light ships. Their presence will dismantle any lingering illusion maintained by the cabal, the military-industrial complex, and their GFW collaborators, right? The Compromised Galactic Federation of Worlds. Some will even appear during broad daylight, breaking the illusion that such sightings can only occur at night or be dismissed as optical phenomena. So all of this is to return us back to the original timeline. So while the Compromised Galactic Federation has tried to delay humanity's awakening, and the official disclosure event, the forces of good anchored by the Galactic Alliance have already secured the original positive timeline across all quantum potentials. Right? So this means that no matter how desperate the cabal becomes, no matter how many drone fleets or psychological operations they launch, they cannot stop the inevitable. So this upcoming mass appearance will not only validate the existence of benevolent off-world civilizations, but also signal the dismantling of the false matrix, activate suppressed DNA codes in humanity, right? This is what we call the ascension. Open diplomatic channels between Earth and the wider interstellar community, both off-world and inner Earth, and within the oceans, and usher in the golden age of enlightenment. Okay, so the drone deception of 2024 was not an isolated technological curiosity. It was a strategic cover-up by those desperate to suppress the coming wave of planetary liberation. Thank you for all the love. I do see all the hearts going up. Thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys like my wings in the back, huh? I got them back. So yes, guys, apparently I'm in a new place. Thank God. Anyways, let's continue here. So it was a strategic cover-up by those desperate to suppress the coming waves of planetary liberation. But the truth is no longer a secret whispered in the shadows. The clarion call surrounding across the multiverse has been activated. The Galactic Alliance is returning, not with secrecy, but with the force of light so vast that even the most fortified bunkers of deception will crumble before it. Disclosure is not a matter of if, but when, and when it comes, it will be written across the heavens in craft too brilliant to ignore. Welcome, guys. I had to actually live stream again because I kept having interruptions earlier. I know the connection is not fully at 100%, so bear with me here. And also remember to watch this on the replay, because on the replay, you guys get less fuzziness, less pixelation, and it just flows better. So you guys will be able to capture the message on the replay. Okay, guys? Now I'm going to open it up for Q&A, which is your favorite part. So I do want to welcome some of the star seeds. Leah Star's in the house. Sandra is in the house. Oh, nice. Let's see. That's how it looks? Okay. That's not bad. Okay, it's better than, because I had an important message. So Sandra's in the house. Deborah is in the house. Diana77. Aaron H is in the house. Radiant Guardians. Cosmic Zeal. Wolf Mother is in the house. And all 2,395 people are in the house. Nice. Well, all right, guys. Again, today I went over Project Veilfire, which is what the Earth Alliance now calls Session 2.0, right? They are creating a distraction for the Cabal in order to get them sidetracked to what's really happening with the White Hats. So, in truth, Elon and Trump are not at odds. They are not, having ego battles. This is all theatrics, okay? It's all being played out in order to confuse the deep state. Now, also, for those that are just logging on, don't forget to watch this on the replay, because besides disclosing Project Veilfire, I also disclosed the compromised Galactic Federation of Light, or Worlds, whatever you want to call it, and how they're in cahoots with the military-industrial complex in their prolonging of disclosure, okay? So, with that in mind, don't forget to watch this on the replay. Let's go directly into Q&A. If you guys could ask me questions, please don't forget to type them in capital letters. All right, first question. Thoughts on LA riots? Yes, I know it's all over the news. We left in the nick of time. Again, the reason why we left LA, guys, is because I've been having prophetic dreams of huge earthquakes where many, many cities in LA are literally broken by all these faults, okay? So the big earthquake, a huge 9.6 earthquake, or 8.6, I'm not sure, which is, again, deadly. I feel like it's coming. It's coming to Los Angeles. It's coming to California. So I don't want to, give you guys fear for those that live in California, but just know that if you are vibrating at high frequency, you will be spared. Okay. Oh yes, that's my award, my book award. Thanks to you guys. This is my Conscious Life Expo 2024 book award that I won, all because of you guys. Thank you so much
For this book.
For my groundbreaking work, Our Cosmic Origin, right, which restores galactic information back
Order
to the
it
Earth.
on Amazon if you haven't.
Alrighty, so congratulations on your new place. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I do want to acknowledge and thank Starcadian for smashing those trolls. If Starcadian is in the house, and I know he is, thank you so much, brother, for helping me out here. Keeping this live, vibing high, of course. All right, so congratulations. I left LA. I just received my what? Oh whoa. Let me. Okay, let's see. I just received my folium today. Cool. Yeah, for those that are interested in this product, all natural holistic medicine way of eliminating the nanotech, all the metals, radiation, causing the mitochondria of the cell to empower, right? Giving it its light so your body can heal itself. There is this product called Folium that I strongly recommend, guys. A lot of the Galactic Jedis are on it, and I'm getting a lot of good positive feedback and testimonials. The link is always in the description, guys, right? Your body is your temple. Make sure you get rid of, including that stuff, the graphene that they put in people's body. It gets rid of all of that stuff. All right, so let's go with Q&A. Next question. A question from Vidmer. Vidmer says, do we know if Ashtar Command is still on the light? Good question. So one of the things that I explained today in my Our Cosmic Origin to my students was that there are different, you could say, different timelines. Some are negative and some are positive. So within the spectrum of the Alphaverse, the Alphaverse going all the way to the Omegaverse, and every timeline in between, we could say that in the positive, the original Alphaverse, the Ashtar was never compromised, but because the Cabal, through the Large Hadron Collider and through the time-space rift that was, you could say, open due to Aleister Crowley, right? They did thwart us into these negative timelines that were closer to the Omega timeline. So to answer your question, yes, in the Omega timeline, or in what is known as the timelines that are closer to the Omega timeline, Ashtar was compromised. But in the timelines that are on the other opposite of the spectrum, that are closer to the Alpha timeline, Ashtar is not compromised. Okay, so there are different alternative Earth timelines. And each Earth timeline also has a different version of the galaxy. I know this is like, but guys, we do live in a multiverse where everything is happening, negative and positive, and everything in between. We're in one alternative universe, the good guys are the bad guys, and in another alternative universe, the bad guys are the good guys. I mean, the roles change. It's just the way the cosmos operates. All right, let's continue here. I forget that I am using my phone. Let's see, who else is in the house? So yeah, so in the positive Alpha timeline, or those timelines, the Ashtar is good. The Ashtar Command is not compromised. Yes, thank you for that reminder, Sheila. God always wins. Oh, you guys like my clothing, huh? This is the shirt that I wore to the Conscious Life Expo, and also the shirt that I wore to my big interview with Sean Kelly, which, by the way, some of those clips went viral. Again, even the Shadow of Ezra, David Wilcock were sharing those clips of me talking about the 3 Elons, right? That clip got almost 1 million views. It was crazy. Let's see. Hi, Ishmael. I hope you got the Theater of 60 transaction recently. Well, if you guys are trying to help my cause and donate, I only receive Zelle, and it is through my website. So I only have Zelle right now. So if you guys don't download the app Zelle, it will be impossible to send me funds. So for those that have Zelle, my email is projectrestorationzion@gmail.com, and through my email it goes directly into my account. So it's all one word: projectrestorationzion@gmail.com. Any updates on the red star Kashina? Yes, Kimberly, known by many names, right? Also known as wormwood in the Bible. planet of the crossing, according to the ancient Sumerian tablets, which are also compromised, and Nibiru. It is almost here in our solar system. It is on its way, and it's heading here. Let's see. Ishmael, dust from the Sahara is helping prevent hurricanes in the east. Oh, good. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Again, guys, questions in capital letters so that I could bypass the chat. Ishmael, do the benevolent alien beings have souls and spirits? This is a question from Joanna. Of course they do. All biological sentient life forms have a soul, which means that they're all connected to Source. They're all connected to the one infinite creator. It is the non-biological sentients, like the cybernetic artificial intelligences, that don't have souls. So, yeah, there is a difference between the biominds, those that carry souls, which are organic sentients, and cybernetic artificial entities that have no souls. Good question. I'm looking for questions. Yes, I did say that the negative timeline is no longer an option for us. The positive, sacred, original timeline has been secured. And, you know, another thing that's been happening is that these supervolcanoes have actually been held off by the Galactics, guys. The Galactics Alliance, not the Galactic Federation or the GFL, the Galactic Alliance has been instrumental in holding off a lot of catastrophes. All right, they are working with Commander Soltic, who's in charge of the Interplanetary Geophysicals Department, that's constantly monitoring the declining electromagnetic field, the declining gravitational field, the reverse pole shift, and they're making sure that people are vibrationally ready to shift when the big flash comes. So, yeah, thanks to the Galactic Alliance, a lot of what would have been major cataclysms have been prevented. Oh, that is a picture of the solar flash that my lovey drew.
I painted this with oil painting and spray paint.
Yeah, I just wanted to show it to you guys.
It's a symbol of solar flash.
All right, let's continue here. Will wormwood, which is the terminology used in the Bible describing the red Shekinah, Nibiru / planet of the crossings, kill the parasites? Well, I'm not sure about that, but it's supposed to. I guess yes, because wormwood, when it returns, it's going to eliminate all darkness. Anything that is still lurking in darkness that has negative frequencies is going to be evaporated. So yeah, it looks like parasites are going to be gone too. But again, if you guys want to take away those parasites now, get yourself some folium. It's always good to have a clean vessel before the ascension. Ishmael, after watching your previous videos, how does Belial ball consume? Loose, aka, and oh, that word, it starts with an A, chrome, right? When a little one is placed in the fire. Very good question. So, the way that these negative reptilian Dracos have been able to consume the life force from humans is only when humans are in a state of suffering. When humans are in a state of suffering, whether it's through torture, whether it is through fear, they release this chemical, you could say, this chemical known as, and I can't say it here, starts with an A, ends with chrome, right? Some people also call it louche, and this chemical actually feeds the negative reptilians. So that's how Belial Ball has been staying alive and rooted for thousands and thousands of years, because he's been consuming that thing that's with an A-N chrome, right? When, again, humans are in fear or in torture. That feeds the demonics, you could say, the reptilians, the demons. So it feeds the demons. But in like manner, guys, when humans are vibrating at a high frequency, when they are entertaining high elevated, feeling highly elevated emotions like, you know, happiness and peace, they feed the angelics in turn, you know, in turns the angels and the higher celestials feed off of that, right? So everything works in both ways, right? When there is no fear, when there's only love and happiness, when, you know, humans are thriving, the angelics become regenerated, or it feeds them. You could say it empowers them. Is Putin a good guy? Of course he is. Yeah, that's all theatrics too, guys. Putin and Trump are actually the main characters within the alliance, leading the alliance. So yeah, they're buddies.